welcome to my channel. Gonna do the reading today for Cancer. So this will be for Cancer Sun, Moon, or Rising signs. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I left the reading open to whatever the universe wants to talk about. And I've already pulled cards because I wanted to use a few different oracle decks. And then of course there's some tarot in there too. I just didn't want to shuffle on camera. It takes up a lot of time. Alright, so let's get started. Again, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's a good card right off the bat. Power. So you guys might be going through a phase where you are recognizing your full power. For some of you, I'm even getting like you're recognizing the power in the universe. And like everything that is, and then I mean like a connection or understanding of how everything's connected and how everything works, right? Like Earth is its own system. Mother Nature serves its purpose. It has everything that we need for it to function as its own planet. Like you're understanding how all of that works together and the power that's in that. There's something there about that. There's something specifically coming through about like electricity. I'm just really drawn to the lightning on the card. I don't know if I showed you guys that app or if it even makes out on camera, but there's like a couple lightning strikes in the card. I'm really drawn to the lightning there. We'll see what else comes out with that. Wow. Actor, performer. This is coming through with this power card. This is actually coming through as like, yes, mask that you wear, but kind of that like chameleon energy, how there's actually power in the ability to like change who you are in a given environment. And that's not to say like a falsity. It's not like wearing a false mask, but it's like we all do this, right? Like who you are with your family isn't always who you are around friends or who you are around colleagues or in the business professional setting. Right? And who you are there isn't who you are like in the school setting. Like when you're a student, even if like you're an adult student in college, it's like who you are as a student isn't who you are at work. We all do this, and it's not a falsity. It's like it's all different aspects of us. So it's like you can be your true authentic self, but also be the professional version of your true authentic self at work. And then you can be the silly, goofy, maybe sometimes slightly inappropriate version, maybe even the sillier, more outgoing, freedom type, authentic version of yourself when you're with friends, with family. It might be, more of like the loving, nurturing, authentic version of self, but it's like the quieter version. Like you might not be as like popping off as many jokes and stuff around family, especially depending on the kind of jokes and depending on the personality of your family. But it's like that. It's like it's all authentic versions of you, but it's just different aspects of your authentic version based on the environment that you're in at the time. And there's something about that like, yes, it's you could consider it, I guess, a performance, but it's still an aspect of you. It's not like a falsity. I'm not getting that in that sense. And there's something about like recognizing the power in that. It's like adaptability. It's even making me think of, oh my God, my brain just shut down. Darwin, like evolution, like things have to evolve and grow to adapt to their environment or they die out, right? there's power in that, and it doesn't, it's like wearing a mask doesn't always have to be seen as like being fake or being deceptive. That's not the case. There's appropriate times to wear certain masks. There's something there about seeing like the power in that. Let's see. Wow, expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. We're actually about to go into eclipse season. I believe both of them, the full moon solar eclipse and the full moon, or the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, I believe they both occur in August, so that may be particularly important for you. And as a matter of fact, I think one of them happens in Cancer, or maybe it's Pisces. Don't quote me on that, you guys. I'll have to go look it up. But I do know that both eclipses are occurring, I believe, in August. So that may be particularly powerful time for you guys, where this reading and this message will come to fruition. What I'm getting with this is there's actually a new identity, or a new, not new, it's always been there, but another version of your authentic self is going to be coming through. And it's a really powerful version of you. So like, look at it as in like, if you've worked for someone else, if you've worked for a business or like another person, and then you start your own business. Now you're a business owner. That's a completely different identity. Or maybe some of you are giving birth to a baby and now you're going to be a mom or a dad. That's a completely different identity. Maybe you're getting a new pet and you're now going to be a pet parent, whether that be a dog, a cat, a bird, lizard, snake, whatever. There's a different identity in that. You play a different role. You wear a different mask to do that job. It's like you're performing as a pet parent, you're performing as a parent, you're performing as a business owner. And it's not performing as in like faking it, it's an identity and a role that you're playing at that time. But our roles are constantly, or can constantly be shifting. It's kind of like, okay, just for example, if you're female, you're a daughter. When your parents pass away, you're still a daughter, but that identity as a daughter, it shifts, it changes, it looks different. It looks different than when your parents are still here. Same way as it looks different when you're a daughter at 5 years old, as opposed to a daughter at 17 years old, or 30 years old, or 40 years old. Or a daughter that then has her own children and also becomes a mother. It's like all these identities are in there, but they shift and change slightly as life changes. There's something about that here where there's like an identity or a role that's shifting, or an identity or role that you haven't either embodied in this lifetime, or you've embodied it but not in this way in this lifetime, and you're recognizing the power that's in that. For example, being like the example I gave, being a daughter, and then having your own child. It's like you're still a daughter, but then you also have a child now and you're a mother, and maybe it's a daughter too. So you are a daughter, but you have a daughter. It's like there's something about not only the shift in that and the different roles that you play, or the different identities that you are that make up who you are, that you're seeing something different about it. You're seeing the power in it. But it's also like just that theory as a whole of how everybody does that, and how all of these identities are intertwined and they all make up the same person. And it's kind of like figuring out when each one needs to come out, or how to play each role. Like there's power in that. There's something about that here. And this is weird because I'm kind of having deja vu. I had another reading like this on my channel. And it might have been for you guys a while back. I honestly can't remember now, but there was another reading I did. This message is feeling like very familiar. But let's see, let's keep going. Wow, bravely market your magic. And we have number 39, breaking down to A3, which is Empress energy. this bravely market your magic is making me think again of these identities, and it's like putting it on display, performing this role, performing this identity where others see it. And again, I don't mean performing as in faking, but it's that like putting it out there so that others see it. Mindful. Again, this is taking me back to the like, it's like a being mindful of the roles that you play, being mindful of the different identity shifts that you go through in life and the one that you may possibly be going through now. This could even be like again, like you're becoming mindful of the different roles, identities that we all play in this lifetime, not only throughout our lives, but as they change, like I said, as they change, as they evolve, as they adapt through life with the various things that life throws at us. It's like, again, becoming mindful of that and seeing how all of that's connected, how all of that makes up a whole like person. It's like there's something there about becoming aware of the connection to all of it, to like all the selves. Thank you. Seeing the connection to all the selves and how we identify different identities that we have in others and how that's interconnected too. So it's like another, again, let's go with the same example of becoming like a mother. Seeing other mothers, you can identify their motherly role because you play that motherly role. It's like you can identify with it, but it's still different than how you play that role, right? And like being any type of like a nurturer, like even if you're like a pet parent, you can see like a female pet parent, let's say, you can see the motherly role that you play, the motherly role that other pet parents play, the motherly role that parents of humans play. Like there's something about seeing these different identities and identifying with them and others, yet seeing their similarities and their differences and how they're actually all connected, and the power that's in experiencing these different identities in different ways through the different things that life throws at us. And it's going back to how that's connected to everything in the universe. It's kind of like that theory that you are the universe experiencing like itself as a human, and it's like the universe is collecting these different consciousnesses, these different experiences through all of us different like humans or sentient beings of any kind that are experiencing life here on Earth or life in other realms or planets or dimensions, and it's gathering all of that conscious information of what it's like to live these lives in these different realms, dimensions, planets, whatever you want to look at it as, and how all of that is the whole of the universe. It's like what makes existence. That this is feeling really philosophical and like really big, and I don't even know that I'll do a good job of making sense of it, because it's kind of like I've seen bits and pieces of this throughout my journey. I've experienced it, that like knowingness and like almost seeing the interconnected of everything, but it's like glimpses of it. It's like it doesn't stay, or I've experienced it again in my own way. And so it's hard to explain how it's coming through in this reading, because it is very esoteric. It is very philosophical. It's very like out there universe, big picture type stuff. But it feels like it's very personal to your journey and how it's going to click for you, or how it's going to come across for you to see this connectedness. But it definitely all has something to do with the different masks, the different roles, and the different identities that we all play or that we take on throughout our journeys in this lifetime. And you're being more mindful of that. Maybe being even more mindful of the roles you have played or the ones you're currently playing, and how you're playing them. How you are marketing that to the world? How are you showing that identity, which is a part of your magic? How are you showing that to the world? Are you doing it in a way that shows how powerful you are and helps other people see how powerful they are? Or are you doing it in a way that hurts other people? And I'm not seeing that here, but again, just like you're being more mindful of that. Wow, yeah. Creation. And holy shit, that's number 39 too. So you have two number 39. So some of you watching this, you may be 39 years old. You may have life path 3 or life path 9. And also you may be seeing 39 everywhere, or the number 3, because 39 breaks down to 3. Which again is Empress energy, which is the nurturer. That may be why the examples coming to me so much keep being about mother. About being a mother or a daughter, a lot of very feminine type energy roles. So I don't mean to ignore masculine roles or the masculine energy by any means, but that's just what the examples that just keep popping into my mind. And creation right here, like again, women are the ultimate creators because we actually do create life. We actually bring living beings into this world. There, for a lot of you, okay, on a more 3D perspective, a less esoteric version, although I think it's going to come into play. Some of you quite literally are pregnant. Again, with this full moon here, I keep seeing that. And even this, to me, it looks like the cervix opening, or even like when the sperm enters the egg. Some of you are pregnant or becoming pregnant. But more importantly, I feel like the point when you actually go into giving birth, this is going to be a big, big part for you. I feel like some of you, it might be the moment you realize you're pregnant with this creation, like you've created life, you're carrying life, and this really pushes you into this very esoteric, very philosophical way of thinking about life, because again, your role is going to change really big. You're going to become a mother. That's huge. That's life-changing. And there's no way that that's going to happen and you don't think about the new role that you're going to play or how this is going to change your life, okay? So for some of you, I think it's from the moment that you realize, like maybe the moment of conception, but definitely from the moment that you realize that you're pregnant. For some of you, you're very tuned in, very, very, very intuitive, and you're going to know the moment of inception. Like you're gonna know the moment that like it's forming. Like you're gonna know before a pregnancy test even tells you. There's something about that there too for some of you. But so that's happening for some of you. For some of you, it's like the moment you give birth, the birth process itself is going to be an awakening for you. It's going to awaken you to the power that you have within yourself, because it takes a lot of power and courage and bravery to be able to carry a baby, but also to give birth. There's a lot of pain in that, literally physical pain. So it takes a lot of power to push through that. It's also like an initiation of sorts for women. And so I do think that that's a big thing that is coming up for you guys, is some of you are either finding out you're pregnant or it's you already are, and it's the moment that you give birth. There's something about that that really shoves you into this different view of life, and you're kind of seeing how everything is connected, which makes perfect sense, right? You do think about that more when you've created life. It's like being that connected to another being that you've brought into this world. It changes you, and it should, in a lot of different ways, but one of them can be you start to think more about your interconnectedness to everything, the different roles you play, the different roles other people play, all of that. And I'm saying that again because the 39 came up twice with the 3, that's Empress energy. There's just something about, again, it's coming back to like you're really recognizing the power you have within yourself. So for a lot of you, that's what it's about. I do feel that very, very strongly with the pregnancy and the birth process, very strongly. So some of you, it is that you're becoming a mother. Even this is making me think of like mother and daughter here, this picture. And even kind of this, because this kind of looks like a little girl and this is like the mother's face. There's something with that there. But yeah, for others of you where that's not the case, again, there's just something occurring here where it's like you're starting to see the interconnectedness of everything, but I feel like it's more specifically related to the different roles and identities that we play and shift in and out of, or how those roles and identities change over time, and how everyone does that, and how we're all connected through and because of these different identities. And how all of that is a part of the all, the everything. And I think it's making you, like, this shift in perspective, it's making you more mindful. It's making you more mindful of how, again, how you move through the world, how you interact with other people, how you interact with your environment. Again, regardless of the environment, like how you interact in each environment you're in. Again, work, school, friends, family, romantic partner, at home by yourself, like we're all different in these different spaces. And it's making you more mindful. And the mindfulness isn't coming across as like oh shit, I gotta be more mindful because what if I'm being like a bad person or manipulative? No, it's not like that. It's like, it's being more mindful, like you're more aware. You're more aware. It's like you're seeing it more, not only in yourself, but I think in other people too. Oh my God, come together. And then we have a number 8, everything comes full circle, infinity, everything comes full circle. Full circle, full circle. We've got a bunch of circle stuff here, and that's the phrase that just came to me. But infinity, right? Everything that goes out comes back. It's seeing how everything is connected, even through these different roles that we play. And again, it's like seeing that, like, you being a mother, being a daughter, being a father, being a son, being an uncle, whatever it is, being a business owner, being an employee, being a good friend, being a good partner, whatever all the different roles are that you are, it's like you see other people playing these same roles. So you recognize the similarity in that of like, hey, I'm an uncle, this guy's an uncle too. I can see the similarity in that, but I can also see the differences. But it's like, it's the importance of that, how the similarities are there, but how the differences that show up is like the nuanced magic that is in the all of everything. Like that's what makes it magical, is that we all do it a little bit differently, even if it's the same role. And it's like it's making you see how we're all in this together. That kind of like we're all just here to walk each other home. It's kind of like that message, like we're all supposed to be here to like lift each other up. We're all together in this, even if other people don't see it that way, you're seeing it that way. It's like the veil is lifting and you're seeing how actually we're all playing our roles exactly how we're supposed to be playing them to make everything flow the way the universe has designed it to be. Like everything is in perfect design. I don't know what I'm saying is making sense. So like that's the best words I can use for how this is coming across to me. And it's making you see the interconnectedness of everything. And again, for some of you, it is having a child. Maybe bringing you and your partner closer. It's you and this child coming closer. This child is opening your eyes to different things, different perspectives. All right, let's do your tarot cards. Knight of Swords. Truth coming in, I should say so. The Hermit. Sorry guys, I don't know if I held that other one up close enough. If you guys want to see it, I know I always like to see the pictures because sometimes I get my own message in the cards. So try to be mindful of that. But I get caught up in the reading sometimes. So Knight of Swords, the Hermit, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so this Knight of Swords is truth. It can be a message of clarity that's coming in. Again, it could be this download. That may be why I was drawn to the lightning. Lightning is kind of like the Ace of Swords type energy. It's that clarity, that epiphany, that aha moment. That can be the Knight of Swords too. It's this truth and clarity that's coming in. It's going to be different for all of you and how it comes through. But again, that message of like finding out you're pregnant, or been pregnant and you're about to, and when you do go through the birth process, that's going to be kind of like your aha moment. It's like lightning strikes and suddenly you see everything clearly. And again, going back to this makes you go within with this Hermit, and it's kind of like in this picture, the person is the one that's like lit up. It's like you're finding your own light within. Again, the Hermit is like, they're on their own. They're on a soul-searching journey. And you're not necessarily like on your own, like in isolation, but it's kind of like energetically that sense of like, you're going within, you're finding these new aspects of self, or these aspects you've always known were there, but again, you're seeing them in a very different way. And with this lineup of cards, with this Eight of Swords, I'm actually getting that like, this is what it's gonna bring you out of. It might feel like this initially, when this initially happens, because it's like it's so much so fast. It's like all these birds or pieces of clarity, and it's like they're all swirling around your head, and you're like, oh shit, like I'm like suddenly have all this clarity, or all these downloads are coming in and I'm not understanding like everything, like it's overwhelming, it's too much. But give it time. Again, the Hermit journey takes time. Give it time, sit with it, process it. It will become clear. Like you can see, yes, in the mirror, she's all bound up, but her in real life that's looking at herself in the mirror is not. For some of you, this may be how you've always seen yourself, like all tied up in these different roles, these different aspects, not fully understanding like who you are. That could be it too. Like feeling like I'm this different version of self in all these different areas of my life. Like, who am I really? And it's kind of like you're starting to see like you're always you. You always have been you. These are just different roles that you play. And again, it's like you're understanding that on a different level. This is a very like deep, like soul message. Like there's a deep understanding here that's coming from this awakening, this aha moment, this epiphany, this lightning strike moment. And it's like it's making you realize that these different roles and identities were never meant to bind you up, to make you stuck in your head about who you really are. You're all of them. You are all of them. They're not fake masks. They're not you performing. They're all you. They're just different variations of you, or different versions of you. But the real you still comes through in those different moments. Like, you are a professional. You also are funny. You're also loving and kind. But you don't necessarily show loving and kind energy. Not that you don't show it in your professional setting, but it's going to come through a lot differently. You're not going to show love, kindness, and understanding necessarily to a coworker if you're their boss the same way that you would maybe your child or your partner. That could be seen as inappropriate. But that doesn't mean that you're being fake. It's just another way of showing that authentic, caring, nurturing energy. It's just not going to be in the same way as with, I said, like a partner or a parent or a child. And again, for some of you, this has been really confusing. Again, becoming a mother makes it very clear. It's like, yes, now all of a sudden you see yourself like, oh my God, I'm going to be a mother. I am a mother. But it's almost like, as scary as that can be and as life-changing as that can be, it's actually helping you make sense of who you really are. Like, that's the one role or the one identity that was missing, or I don't even want to say missing, it was always in you, but it just hadn't had the ability to be expressed yet in this lifetime. And now that it is, it's like something's clicking into place, and it's making you see and understand yourself as a whole better, and all these other roles and identities that you've played, that they were never false, they were just different versions of you at different times, or again in different settings and environments, but they were still you. I'd say that's the biggest message here, is that it's like this understanding that it's always been you. Every version you've ever played, every role you've ever been, every identity you've ever had or attached to or played was you. It wasn't false, it wasn't fake, it was you. And that version of you is always there. Even the unhealed parts of you, the identities of you that are in attachment, the identity that you have as being abandoned, the identity you have as not being good enough, it's still you. You don't have to feel that way anymore. You can heal that version of you, but that's still an aspect of you. There's still a version of you within you that genuinely felt that way at one time, and it was probably valid at one time. Doesn't mean it still has to be, or that you have to operate from that identity, but it all is you. And every role, every mask served its purpose. It's like you're seeing that on a bigger scale. You're understanding that now. You're understanding that that's what other people are doing too. That doesn't mean that you have to be okay with it, that you have to put up with people's maybe unhealed behavior, but again, you're seeing that that's a role, or it's a mask, or a performance that they need to do for right now, for wherever they're at in their life. You don't have to get on the stage and act out the play with them. It can be a one-person show, but you're understanding all of that now, and how all of it's connected, and how at one point in time you probably played a version of that role too. It just maybe looked a little different. There's a lot to this, Cancer. It's very, very layered. I could go on and on and on. And this video would be horrendously long. But I hope that it made sense. I hope what I'm saying makes sense, or I guess will, when you go through this. And then you'll be like, oh shit, that's what that reading was talking about. But that's what I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.